Dr. Dingus, not picking any Rams players. Who is one player that is going to be a top fantasy contributor that is getting slept on? This is a great question. There's a lot of different angles I could go, but I'm gonna go with position wise, and I'm gonna break this question up because I think there's a lot of potential here. Nice run there, by the way, by the Breakers. So at quarterback, guy that's not being talked about enough, Kirk Cousins could be a top 5 fantasy quarterback. No, he does not run the ball. I get that, right? There's a lot of guys like a Josh Allen, a Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, too soon, I guess, to talk about him. But when he's, obviously playing, their ability to run the ball makes them more valuable. I think you're going to see that with Zach Wilson this year with the Jets. I'm very, very excited for Zach Wilson. I think he's going to have a great year, and people are not going to see it coming. However, what I will say is Kirk Cousins is not the runner that you would expect from some guys. However, Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson. Wow, I'm all over the place. Justin Fields is another guy that can run and throw. He's an interesting one. Look out for him. But Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson. He's got Adam Thielen. Irv Smith Jr. is back. He is healthy. He's got Dalvin Cook. I really do like what they've done. Obviously they go out and they get KJ Osborne a couple drafts ago. Now they have him. They also have Amir Smith-Marset, a guy that I loved coming out of the draft last year out of Iowa. Iowa State. He's somebody in my opinion. Actually, he was out of Iowa. I was wrong there. He's somebody in my opinion that can really stretch the field. He can give him a weapon. You also have Alex Madison. I think he's really going to help, as well as the kid, I totally forget his name, Ty Logan, I want to say? Ty Chandler, out of UNC. So there are definitely some guys there that are going to help. I think the offensive line is better. I told you guys, very, very high on the Vikings this year. Kirk Cousins is going to be a top 5 fantasy quarterback just off his arm alone. He's going to be in that Kevin O'Connell system, which means he's going kind of back to where he's comfortable. Sean McVay-like scheme, all of that. So you have that. And then running back, this is an interesting one. There are a lot of different ways I can go. And I understand you didn't ask this, Dingus. I'm not going to stop at one player. I'll just give you, I might as well, because I don't have to give you everybody. I can just give you, skill position players, all that. So fantasy running back, a guy that I think could really explode. Well, there are a couple of guys that come to mind, right? But there's an interesting player right now in Jacksonville that no one is talking about. And I just picked up in my Dynasty League. His name is Snoop Connor. Get on the train now. Here's the thing, okay? I like James Robinson. I like him a lot. Awesome, first down there. I like him a lot, but James Robinson is coming off a torn Achilles or some sort of Achilles injury or torn ACL. Let me actually double check that. But he's coming off a serious injury is my point. He had Achilles injury. Yes, that's not easy, as we just saw with Cam Akers, okay? We don't know how Cam Akers is actually going to fully recover. They have Travis Etienne. All we were hearing is, Travis Etienne is going to play like slot receiver, right? That's what he's going to do. Well, here's the thing, okay? This is what I would say. Snoop Connor is very intriguing in my opinion, because this is somebody who all of a sudden kind of owns this backfield, okay? If you really think about it, Etienne is going to be used as kind of a do-it-all type of guy, right? But Connor's built for this. He's built. This guy's big, okay? And if you don't remember him, he comes from Ole Miss. He ran a 4.59, which, he's not the fastest guy ever. 25 on the bench. And then this guy, in my opinion, 5'10", 222. He fits the build of a guy that can be a workhorse back if they need it. Go and get Snoop Connor in your leagues. You will not regret it. There's people that are sleeping on him because his name is Snoop. Or maybe there's some people that want to draft him because his name is Snoop. Who knows? But this is just me telling you, you're going to have drafts coming up for rookies. You're going to have regular drafts. Make sure you roster Snoop Connor on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he's really got a pathway to playing a lot in his rookie year. Another guy that I would throw out there, big time guy, another rookie, Jashawn Corbin. He came in just outside of the top 10 on my board, but this is somebody that's going to the Giants where you look and you're like, who's going to back up Saquon Barkley? I mean, they have Gary Brightwell they drafted, out of Arizona, but Corbin, who is a UDFA out of Florida State, I think fits the bill. I think this is somebody that is not given enough credit. And with Saquon Barkley and all of his injury concerns, I'm not guaranteeing Saquon Barkley has that job the whole year and doesn't get hurt. So I'll just say this right now. Keep an eye on Ja'Shawn Corbin. You Florida State fans already know him, but I'm just going to tell you right now, Ja'Shawn Corbin in fantasy, those two running backs, Snoop Connor, Ja'Shawn Corbin, make sure that you're rostering them. Looking at wide receivers, obviously you guys know I think Allen Robinson, fun fact and big bold prediction, will lead the league in receiving yards, right? I'm a big believer in that. But I think there are some guys around the league that are intriguing, and I'm going to start with a guy on the New England Patriots, and it's going to be a surprise for you. It's going to be a rookie here, okay? And it's going to be Thornton, the Baylor receiver, right? And I totally forgot the first name, so I just had to say Thornton. I'm going to look up Thornton Patriots right now. But here's the thing, okay? The Patriots, Taekwon Thornton, is not just a one-trick pony. That's the first thing that comes up when you Google his name. But this guy's 21 years old. I understand the Patriots kind of slow play their rookies. They didn't do it with Mac Jones. He is the starter. And last year, they were top three in explosive passing yards. So this means that plays that took 15 yards or more in the passing dilemma, then that means that they go as explosive plays, right? Well, do you know who the teams that were ahead of the Patriots in explosive passing plays? The Rams and the 49ers. So here's the thing. Mac Jones, whether you want to admit it or not, this guy's a gunslinger. He can throw it deep down the field. He had a bad game against the Bills. I would say he was set up for failure, to be honest with you. And nobody on God's green earth was beating the Bills that night. Anyway, I move on. The Patriots have a very interesting talent here in Taekwon Thornton, who is going to, he's going to give you that speed. This is somebody that was known for his 40 time. Whether it's fair or not, he ran a 4.28. Initially, it looked like he broke the 40 time, but that was unofficial. So this is somebody that obviously can stretch the field. It's a great fit for the explosive offense that they run. And so I think this is somebody that you want to roster. In addition to that, I think you might also want to roster another guy on the Patriots, and that is Devante Parker, who people have kind of forgotten about. He was with the Dolphins. He's had some injuries. He's got a change of scenery here. He's with the Patriots. Again, I love their explosive play rate. And so for that reason, I think those are two guys that you're going to want to keep an eye on and roster. Another guy on the Giants, I would say a rookie, Wandel Robinson, I think is definitely interesting. And I think the big name, the guy that I think is going to absolutely explode this year, who's bigger than all of them, right? The guy that no one is talking about on the level he should be talked about, Alec Pierce of the Indianapolis Colts. I think he is going to absolutely explode. He is going to lead all rookie receivers in yardage. Watch out for Alec Pierce, number 14, catching bombs from Matt Ryan. I'm telling you right now, he was underutilized at Cincinnati. Big fan of Alec Pierce. So you fantasy fans out there, go and do that. As far as tight end, I'm just going to say it. Tyler Conklin on the Jets. People aren't talking about him enough. They see CJ Uzomah. He played on a Super Bowl team. He had that connection with Joe Burrow, all of that. But I'm telling you right now, the Jets wanted to go back to running 12 personnel, so they paid the same amount of money to both guys. Pretty much the same, right? Patriots did the same thing. They paid Hunter Henry, and they paid Jonnu Smith. The guy that everyone thought was going to be the recipient of the most targets was indeed Jonnu Smith. However, Jonnu Smith last year was a bust because he was drafted very high by a lot of people and did not do it. It was actually Hunter Henry that came away with the touchdowns, came away with the premium touches. So if you're looking at those tight ends, I'm going with Tyler Conklin, who's from Minnesota, over CJ Uzomah. So watch out for him. Another, in my opinion, another tight end that could be interesting. I know Austin Hooper, some people want to talk about in Tennessee. Interesting opportunity there. Finally got a change of scenery. But watch out for Chig Okonkwo, the 5th round pick out of Maryland. I think this is somebody that could be utilized as, I've said it before, if you guys have watched the earlier stuff, he could be utilized as like a, use check, a Kyle use check, kind of a do-it-all fullback, running back, tight end threat. Very athletic. I believe he ran a 4.5 at the combine. Just super athletic guy. I think they're going to utilize him as well. So that's all I'll say there. I don't want to bore too many people because not everyone's into fantasy.